Welcome, everybody, to today's weekly town hall meeting, June 26th, 2023. Today's agenda is project and development updates, marketing updates, and collaborations. Robinson, start us off project and development updates, please.
Thank you. So on the development side, let's start with the blockchain updates. On the Peerplays legacy code base, over the last week, we've been trying to uh, work with the snapshot and see whether there are uh, any missing balances or difference with the mainnet balances. So we have not made any new changes to the code except for one small issue in the CI where our end-to-end test cases are failing due to either a misconfiguration or other issues. We've been looking into it. So, and we are planning to do a release, hopefully, not a release, like a testnet release, hopefully, uh, this week. We're waiting for the testnet team to confirm the dates. So that's on the legacy code base. On Payplace too, as I had talked about in the last week, we managed to unblock ourselves. We had various issues with smart contract deployments. To summarize, what has happened is we had brought in this unified Ethereum account support from the Frontier project, which had introduced numerous challenges. It looks like we are able to address most of it. It's an how the code base is under testing, and there are these explorers which is available from the Polkadot community. One is called primarily the Polkadot.js Explorer. So we're also trying to make small changes to it so that these Ethereum style addresses are identified by it. And in addition to it, we may also need to make some changes on the chain, on the blockchain side, on our side, so that this Polkadot.js Explorer identifies us. And for transaction signing, originally we were using a browser extension, um, again from the Polkadot community, which is kind of which is not compatible with our chain at this point. So we're trying to figure out should we spend time on extending this Explorer or use many of these other wallets from the again available from the Polkadot community. So essentially, this is about if you want to sign transactions, you have to use as a wallet, uh, and the most common one is called is a Polkadot browser extension, which is not working with us. But then there are various other wallets, and we're trying to see whether either one of them can be used, or is it if it is easy to extend the Polkadot Explorer, sorry, not Explorer, the browser extension, then we'll attempt to do that. So we are investigating these aspects. In addition to that, we have a proof of concept in progress where we can store text content into the blockchain and retrieve it. So there will be some smart contracts and hopefully maybe a JavaScript UI where we can demonstrate this. So that work is also in progress. The idea is that this is required for the Together DApp. So the idea is that the blockchain team will give a demonstration on how to do this to the DApp team so that they can then proceed to integrate this. And we are also planning to do a session on smart contract development for the entire organization so that when the pay place 2 is ready, it's internally all of us are familiar with smart contracts and how to deploy it and also contribute to the whole development. Okay, that's the blockchain side of things. On the next, we've been working on this Block Explorer extension, which is very close to completion, and we're trying to send this for QA at this point. I think it will happen uh, either this week or early next week. So that's the only update on the next. There's nothing, no updates on the production or any other changes at this point. So here we have together, where for together we have an initial QA deployment is getting prepared. We have a QA release is getting uh, prepared. We have a small like a initial preview release or deployed in this URL toto.peerplays.download. It's a little buggy and slow because as it is a first iteration, but most of the screens like sign in, sign up, uh, creation of something that we call as issues, then talking to the OpenAI and generating letters or content based on user inputs. All these are working. I think especially the the way this letters or content is generated, it has a uh, type rating like uh, animation or feel to it, which looks pretty interesting. Just thought of mentioning about it because in the first release itself, it looks pretty good. So really appreciate all the hard work which Ali, Ivan, Vijay, and Dima and everyone had put into this, and obviously the product team as well. So on together on the UI side, we're pretty much completed. We have a final meeting with the team which is doing the UI tomorrow. Um and Oh yeah, another major work which is happening is uh, on collecting the elected representative data. So we are trying to pull this data and store the same into PostgreSQL and then expose the same using GraphQL. Uh, so the so the last couple of weeks, not couple of weeks, I think 2 3 weeks, we've been working on it, and we're very close to getting this completed. Generally, the idea is for GraphQL, we are using a tool called Hazura. So Hazura it has got hooks which will invoke the API, get the data, store it in our database, and uh, once the data is pulled, obviously for the next iterations, next time when somebody is asking for it, this representative data, it will be taken from the database. In general, the idea is that we're not going to be 100% reliant on we're not going to be 100% blocked by the this third party API, but we're going to keep a copy of the data, and whenever there is an update in the third party API, those updates will be pulled and stored on our side. So thought about mentioning it because we have been spending a lot of effort on it, and also the progress looks pretty good. So that's on together, and that completes most of our updates. Thank you.
Thank you, Robinson. Vlad and Oksana, marketing and content updates, which will be together, community, and graphic. Vlad, start us off, please.
Good morning. Yeah, pretty brief one today. So, regarding Peerplays content, we'll be creating some static content for the Peerplays brand. So that's going to involve infographics and stuff that's like not necessarily video content, just like content that's there forever. Um, we'll be largely focused about being the rules without rulers plugin for dApps. So that's going to be the overarching theme, but we're going to focus also on the specific features of Peerplays like Suns um, and so on. On the search and gather front, they got our logos. They give us feedback. So sometime this week they'll be presenting their social media strategy. So we're excited to hear that. And their final presentation is scheduled on July 12th. So after that, it's going to be go to market time. So they're about, I think, 2 weeks ahead of schedule, which is nice. On the community front, We wrote a newsletter. It will be going out this week with an update about what Peerplays is focused on right now. I'm gonna run it by the dev team and then get it out. If you haven't yet, go check our rebranded website. Our team put a lot of work into that, and you can sign up to our newsletter there. Um, for a oh sorry, just if you can go back, thanks. For our API, we are adding a response for calls that don't result in anything. I think this will make it easier to integrate with anything you guys might want to integrate it with.
Good morning, everyone. So, updates and tweaks has been made to both desktop and mobile version of Peerplays website. Significant efforts has been made to optimize the Peerplays website for mobile devices. Dave has been working diligently to ensure a seamless and user-friendly experience for mobile users. The tweaks are being applied to ensure consistent functionality and responsive design across various mobile devices. Our contact page is showcasing here right now, so you can see how it look like on the site. Work has begun on SEO optimization, and a number of improvements has already been implemented. More improvements and SEO work to be completed this week. So next slide, please. Design work for newsletters has been underway to enhance the visual appeal and effectiveness of communication material. I've been focused on creating compelling and engaging designs that align with Peerplays identity. The motion design phase for the tutorial series is currently in progress. I'm working on incorporating visual appeal and animations to enhance the learning experience for the users. And active work is being done to create additional website pages, expanding functionality and information while maintaining a consistent visual theme and user friendly layouts. That's it from marketing team. Thank you.
Thank you, Vlad and Oksana. Jonathan, collaboration updates, please.
Good day, everybody. So the collaboration updates for this week are rather short. We simply worked this past week with the within the standards category with the Government Blockchain Association, continuing our work with decentralized ID. Coming into the summer now, we should start to have discussions about gaming soon. I'll be following up on that this week. So we don't have any dedicated team updates either. So those are the updates for this past week.
Thank you, Jonathan. And we've had one question that came in from the community. Jonathan, this question will be for you. How is Peerplays going to position itself if there is a next bull run? Is DEX the only place where it will trade?
This is a really good question because it's actually something that we've been actively working on quite a bit. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say that if there will be a bull run, but when there is the next bull run, it's definitely a good indication that we are already in the starting throes of that. I believe that the next bull run, beyond what's obvious in regards to institutional money pouring into Bitcoin and whatnot, I think every single bull run has had a type of narrative around it. So back in 2017, during that bull run time, it was all about the ICO craze. And then in 2021, it was all about DeFi. So these were the overarching themes within those bull runs. And so that I believe that that's similarly going to happen in the next one. So beyond just the institutional interest in Bitcoin, I believe that decentralization and AI are going to be the primary drivers of projects. And the projects which are aligned with this are going to be the ones that gain the most traction within the next bull run. So, as Vlad mentioned briefly, our positioning with Peerplays and all the work that we've been doing has largely been around rules without rulers for dApps. If you look at the situation in the current marketplace, the core issue with decentralization is two parts. There's the people and the systems and how they organize. to be able to create decentralization. So the systems of organization of blockchain have been tested in various ways for what we call consensus. There's proof of stake, there's proof of work, and these all have different kinds of mechanisms to be able to create decentralization. And all these technical systems work really well. Like on the system side of things, blockchain world is pretty good at being able to have protocols and whatnot that are quote unquote decentralized and work in a distributed, decentralized manner. It's the people side of the consensus that is still very burgeoning, very difficult, and doesn't work very well in the blockchain space. As we know, when it comes to the time that we need to have decentralization within communities, it's not often seen simply because people are still leaning on the way that we organize with old forms of organization, like old forms of governance. So, going into the next bull run, uh, Peerplays is positioning itself as the blockchain that focuses on how people can organize. And that comes thanks to the consensus mechanism, which we've been working on for a number of years now, proof of pulse. So that's a mechanism which we're setting up so that builders of dApps, builders of that want to utilize blockchain and need to have some way to be able to organize people in a decentralized fashion, Peerplays is the place to look for that. If you look at the marketplace right now, this isn't something that's really focused on, but this is something which is in high demand and is going to exponentially grow in demand as pressure comes into the marketplace for regulatory compliance. So if you are not a decentralized organization, you are definitely going to be targeted because now that the big boys are coming into play, they don't want anyone to play with that's been in this space as long as they have. So where Peerplays is so that's essentially where Peerplays is going to be positioning itself as a brand and also technologically. So if you've been keeping up on the updates with Townhall, you see that with the new Peerplays 2, we're going to have EVM compatibility. Some of the innovations that we're working on that in regards to Substrate are going to make it so that it makes it much easier to be able to work with Peerplays and to be able to achieve decentralization. The other dApp that we've been working on called Together, that is something which incorporates AI elements. And thanks to that, along with the back end of the Peerplays consensus, that is going to be also something of a case study, I guess you could say, showcasing the capabilities of Peerplays and what it can offer for other dApp developers. So just, I guess, to give you a sort of a high level overview of how all these puzzle pieces sort of come together. In terms of the DEX, is that going to be the only place to trade? Who knows? I think it probably is going to be a primary place because, again, as we go forward, the desire for decentralized utilization or decentralized systems is going to increase. This is expected. So current exchanges that are out there are probably going to feel even more of a pinch as we go forward. So I don't anticipate those necessarily growing very much as we go forward. You're going to see much bigger institutional players and regulators looking to really wrangle in all the activities related to that. That means the only solution that's going to be left are decentralized ones. Will it be the DEX? Will the DEX in Peerplays be the only place as far as decentralized exchanges go? Maybe not. Simply because with the introduction of Peerplays 2 and our capabilities to be able to also connect to Ethereum via Suns, there's a good chance that other DEXs that exist within Ethereum circles might start to see some PPY trading as well. So, yeah, that's the answer to that.
Fantastic. Thank you. All right. That concludes today's weekly town hall meeting, June 26th, 2023. I hope you all have a great week. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you.